Today is April 3rd, 2024, and I am officially 29. I'm on a morning walk today and the sun is shining so bright. I wanted to start a little video series where I just share some voice memos that I record while I'm walking. Very unfiltered, unscripted, just sharing whatever's on my mind at the moment. And this first one was recorded a couple weeks ago. A couple days after I recorded this, I found out that my mom was diagnosed with stage 1B pancreatic cancer. So things have been kind of all over the place. It's been a roller coaster, but I wanted to share this little clip with you all, and thanks for joining me on my birthday. Today is March 21st, 2024. I've always thought about making more videos around my birthday, but every year when it comes around, I don't have anything prepped or ready. This year I will be turning 29, officially in my last year of my 20s. And I don't know, like a lot of people, I feel like on social media especially, there's so much talk around like your 20s, and now I'm seeing a lot about your 30s and how, people in their 30s are loving it so much more than their 20s, and then people in their 40s in the comments are like, loving 40s, like it'll just get better. I definitely didn't have that glamorous 20s where I like partied and went out all the time, but I do think that things have changed a little bit, and Ryan and I were talking recently, just the other day, after coming back from the hospital visiting my mom. He watched my old reel from the end of last year, the kind of like highlight and anti-highlight reel, and he said he just started crying a lot, and it reminded him of just how fragile life is, how traumatic hospitals can be, and just how much we've gone through. And I think that with the both of us, something we've realized with our late 20s is so much more of a focus and like responsibility that we feel to take care and keep our parents in mind. I feel like a really hard part of this last end of the 20s has been realizing that our parents have aged and that they are aging. And I know it must be hard for them to see too. I see the conversations between my mom and her friends and my aunts where it's just one health complication after another, one injury, and that leads you to the hospital and all that stuff. And just, I saw another video talking about how you're just so much more aware of your parents' mortality. I think in the past few years and the past, I guess, majority of my 20s, I've been so focused on my grandparents and my grandparents' mortality, right? Knowing that they're actually they're getting very old. They're reaching the end of their life. And last fall, within the same month, I lost both my grandmas, who I was very, very close to. And it was hard. And the weird thing, and I was talking about it with my cousin, there's just so many feelings where obviously they can't live forever, but you can't imagine a day where you lose them. And it's really hard. But then there's also this guilt sometimes of just resuming living your life and stuff. And yesterday I was walking, and sometimes when I walk I talk to my ama and ma. But yesterday I was talking to my ama, and so I was talking in Hokkien, and Ryan was kind of asking me, so how do you do it? Do you just envision her responses? And it's not really that. I would just speak, and I kind of joke, because we always used to joke and banter a lot with each other. So I would be like, ama, ama, balai, kwagi wa, waba mangwe ama. Everybody mangwe ama, mommy, ai, waba. Ama mean. And then I just kind of told her about how she must be worried, because since she's passed away, it's just one kid after another for her that is ending up in the hospital and just stuff happening. And so those moments of just talking to my grandma make me feel closer to her when I watch videos, when I look back at pictures. Like, sometimes it feels like she's not gone yet. Obviously she is, right? But maybe because it's still so recent, it feels so fresh in my mind. Like, she feels close still. I fear for the day that the people I love feel far. And I'm pouring so much love into my gong, as always. My one grandpa left. Lately, I've been thinking about how in my late 20s, recent years, I've been finally feeling more confident in my role as a daughter and a granddaughter, right? I feel like I'm doing a good job. Obviously not perfect, and sometimes I beat myself up, but I know I'm doing my best, and I know that they know that I'm doing my best and that I care and that I'm keeping them at the forefront of my mind. So interesting. I know a lot of people, especially in like Western culture, I think it's typical to really focus on yourself. And I think if some people heard me saying like, oh, like I'm feeling more confident in my role as a daughter and granddaughter, they might see that as kind of like, oh, I'm not really like pouring as much into who I am. But I feel like this is such a huge part of who I am and what I value and what I feel like life is about. Yeah, being with the people that I care about and I love. I feel grateful that I've had my grandparents for so long, and that everybody who has met me so far in my life, I think, knows me and knows me as a granddaughter too. It's such a big part of who I am. And sometimes I think, wow, it's so wild to think that in the future one day when I meet people, like, they may not see the side of me who is interacting with her grandpa anymore, or like the people who even meet me now won't see like the present day interactions that I have with my grandmas. And it almost feels as if they're not getting to know such a huge part of me. But that's the beauty of videos, I think, and capturing these memories and moments, is that they can last. Like, I love rewatching my videos, and sometimes I'll just choose a random video to rewatch, and it just transports me back to that time. And especially the videos with my grandparents, I feel are so precious. And just to be able to hear my grandma's voices, even though they're not here anymore, is just so special.
Thank you.
I wish I had more videos with my angong, who is my mom's dad, who passed away when I was 16. I don't think I really have any videos of him. And so, although I'm happy that like I was a full grown teenager, so I still have memories of him and very fond memories, but I was too young to really get to know him as a person, to actually spend quality time talking to him like I did with all my other grandparents after that. And so I think that's something that changed in my 20s, is getting to know the people in my life on a personal level for themselves, like getting to know more about my parents and my grandparents outside of the role of just my grandparent or my parent. What did they go through in life and stuff like that? And of course, there's so many things that I feel like I'm not able to talk about with them. Like, I'm sure most people can relate to having some kind of boundaries or walls sometimes, where like there's just certain topics that I cannot talk to my parents about, or like especially my dad. Like, and I know they feel the same way. Both my parents feel the same way with their parents too. There is this barrier because they're your parents, and I feel like sometimes it's too close. Like, there's so many triggers and trauma points. But when you skip a generation, like for my grandpa and my grandma before, like I could say whatever I wanted, and like we could joke about things way differently than I would talk to my parents. And that's also the beauty of this like multi-generational relationship. Yeah, I'm just kind of rambling, but I don't even know. I don't know how I will even make this video, because I've been recording for 11 minutes now and I don't have any actual video clips yet, but maybe I can just film some B-roll clips and put it over it. I feel like this isn't necessarily what I had in mind, but maybe I'll end it here and then I'll record another clip in case I make that into another video. This is something I've been wanting to do for a while, but also inspired by Ashley, who is starting these like little video podcasts, which I've been enjoying just listening to. And I feel like I've also been watching another person's, I think it was Rachel Nguyen, that's Chic. I really resonated with her recent video about grief and just, that's the one that mentioned parent mortality. And so just want to make some like more unrefined and uncurated videos to just share some thoughts, because sometimes it's hard to like know how to put this together in another kind of video. I'm seeing a butterfly now, and butterflies always remind me of my grandma's. All right, I'll talk to y'all later.